Yo, YouTube family, it's your boy D. I'm back with another banger. We're gonna get straight into this and get this going. Today we have a low bald fade, low ball drop fade, whatever you want to call it. We are gonna lightly enhance it. And so you can see my guy has the little twist up on the top as he's growing his hair out to the desired look. So we're gonna get him fresh and let's get it. So first we start by drawing our initial guideline. And I'm gonna go about it a little different this video and show you guys by making a guideline. Now using my trimmers, I'm creating that initial guideline, and then everything up under that we are going to bald out. Initially this is just gonna help create for the simple fade that we want. And this is quick and efficient and fast as far as cutting for me. Now, like I always tell you guys, find you something that works for you, stick to the script, and follow the blueprint. So with me, I'm creating this guideline, basically giving it that drop look, but by creating it how I'm doing it, it just makes it easier to fade for me, combing it out. And so I'm just gonna do the exact same thing, create that first initial guideline, and then from there, we're just gonna go forward and start fading into it. If you're tuning in, I surely appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. It helps the algorithm, especially if you comment, you all. So we're cleaning up the bottom of that fade, just going ahead and balding it out, simply because this creates everything we need to start going ahead and cutting hair and creating the desired look that my client wants for their haircut. So in this instance, like I said, low ball fade. Let's get it. Let's go. All right, so now that we got that done, we're going to go through now and we're going to start going with the grain and against the grain, just taking the hair down. So I'm going up against his tapered hairline and I'm just cutting it down, creating the tapered look. And so from there, we're going to start debulking the sides and doing the same thing. That way it just makes it easier for us to cut. When you're doing this, everybody has a different script that they go by. They cut a different way. For me, I just cut what I know and how I know that's comfortable, that's best. So as you can see, I'm taking it down. And now as I'm going with the grain still on that taper line, before I go into the next phase, I will make sure that it's all clean and cut. And then from there, we're going to go into the rest of the fade, and then we're going to go against the grain, but we're also going to go with the grain. So as you can see on certain parts of his scalp, along the parietal ridge and the crown and the nape of his hair, I will go with the grain, and then some parts I will go against the grain. So we're going against the grain right now with that one close, just debulking the hair, creating the desired look that my client want for their child and for himself. You know, he wants a low ball fade, so that's what we're going with. So debulking it, getting everything out the way, and essentially this makes this cut a lot faster. This makes this like a 25-minute haircut, especially if you're doing it fast. Now for me, this was a little bit longer simply because I was getting the content. But when you're doing this out in the field for your client, at the barbershop, wherever you're at, this could be a 25-minute cut if you do it this way. Simple, easy, and efficient, and that gets the job done. So debulking all the way around, you can see it's getting lighter, making sure we're going in there cutting good, and then with every stroke I am combing, it gets the dead hairs out of the way, guys. So right there on the crown of his hair, we're just kind of following the way his swirl is and the way his hair grows to where we don't cut it and create a patch. And so we're also going to go with the grain and against the grain. So you'll see both formations of how to go about that. Be sure that after every stroke of cutting, no matter what, you are combing the hair out. That's a key pivotal point. It just helps get all the dead hair out the way so you can see what you're working with and how to progress through the haircut to achieve the best desired look. Now for me, with cutting hair, I really take it serious, but I also believe in educating the next, helping them grow. So if you got comments, guys, if you got questions, please ask. If there's something you see I did and you want to know how I did it, don't hesitate to ask. Leave a comment, please. It helps the algorithm again. So You see that one little dark spot on his hairline area? We're just gonna take that down, taper it out. So I'm gonna go with the grain, and then I'm gonna go against the grain just to make sure it's fully tapered out. And so therefore it just helps me know that, okay, I can proceed to the next part of this haircut. For that to be the biggest part for me is that we're crossing our T's and dotting our I's. We're not skipping steps. We're making sure that our client has a well-balanced, well-blended haircut. So we've gotten that out the way. We're going to hit it with the level 3 hairspray real quick. So done that. Now we're going to get into going into the rest of this fade. And so our reason I hit it with the hair hold spray first, just because get that hold on the hairline. And then I'm going to start with my clipper open and create another guideline. Now remember to brush. So we're going at an angle, but we're kind of creating that rise along the way as we go. And that just initially helps create the look that I'm going for. Then my client has a really, really clean, well-balanced fade. Without that, it makes a big difference between understanding what you're doing. So you can see that first guideline right there and where we're going in it. Staying at that same level, we're going to go to that clipper halfway, and underneath that, we're just going to fade it out. If you can find what works for you when it comes to cutting hair, be repetitive with it and consistent, you will always prevail. A lot of people that goes over their head, they miss it, they don't understand it. But creating something that's consistent with a consistent, very, very focused flow of cutting hair, whatever you're doing, no matter what you're doing in life, if you're consistent with it, you will never fail. So we're blending it out right now, guys, creating that well-balanced blend. And this is a haircut I did this previous weekend, so this is very fresh, something new client, and something I can post for you guys so you can really keep up. So we're blending it out. Now we're going to go no guard. And mind you, I'm only using my 1 and my half guard here, and I don't even have to use my half guard. You can just go no guard and just fade it out using the tips of the teeth of that blade. So that's what I'm doing, is kind of just creating that blend. And I'm brushing after every stroke. So underneath that, we're just going with the clipper close, and then we'll go halfway, and then we'll go open. And so each level, as you progress through your fading of haircuts. So right now we're going to go back to that 1. It's just about working your way down to blend in that fade. So as you can see, that is what we're doing here, cutting it down, boom. Now we're working our way through our fade to create that blend. And so we're going to continue to comb, continue to brush to get all the dead hairs out the way after every stroke. And so right here on the crown part of his head, close to the nape in the back, this is what matters the most, because this is the back of his head. This is what people will see. They'll see the hairline in the front, but in the back, they'll see how blended that fade is. And that is what really matters most. Your clients will pay attention. I tell people details do matter. So pay attention, focus in. Look how the hair is growing at an angle, and I'm brushing it after every stroke. Now, with this, I will tell people, you don't have to rush. You don't have to really just overdo it. You just have to stay consistent, find what works for you, and make sure your client is satisfied. And then, so right here, you can see I'm taking out that little wave line, guys, and I'm using just a clipper open, no guard. Clipper open, raking at it, just coming out with a deep stroke and then blending it in into the rest of that haircut. So you can see as the hair grows and it comes around the crown of the head and the parietal ridge, we're just blending it into one. And I'm gonna rake here, there you go. And come down on the haircut and just make sure everything is blended over there. And then we're gonna work our way to the nape of that haircut. Understanding certain terminologies will help you cutting hair too, especially if you're trying to get your license or you're a newer barber. If you can understand that, you will win, you will prevail every time. So that's the biggest thing for me. Like I said, guys, if you're tuning in, please like, subscribe, and comment. It helps the algorithm. I can't say it enough. If you're tuning in, I truly appreciate you. Do me a favor. Tell me where you're tuning in from, what city, state, maybe even country, okay? Those are his brothers sitting there as well, guys. I cut them, but today we're just focusing on that. So, again, if it's not broke, don't fix it. We're doing the same thing all throughout the haircut. So sticking to the script, following the blueprint, doing what you know is best, and creating a well-balanced, well-blended haircut for your client. That's the goal. So for me, right now, I'm just trying to show you guys how to do a low ball fade. Low ball fade on a kid's haircut. This is a simple haircut. It could be 25 minutes if you do it right. So I'm just blending the bottom of that haircut where I created that initial guideline now. Open, halfway close, and you'll see that line disappear. So giving you guys a good angle of what we're working with right here as it fades away. And so I'm working my way through my clipper system. I do cut a little bit different, but I am more experienced. I have a knack for it to where I just know what I'm doing and I can just go through my motions without really having to hesitate a whole lot. It's poetry of motion. It's nature by now. I got experience and years in the game, so for me, it's just different. So you can see as this thing is coming together, it's blending. We're really focusing on those things. And when you're using that balled and out, you can use the tip of that blade. So like I said, guys, what we do to one side, we do to the other. We're going to jump to this other side now, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm using my Low Pro FX here by Babyliss and just creating a well-balanced blended haircut. I did the same thing on the other side. I'm going to do the same thing to this side, and it's very simple. And so you can see as it's coming together, we're blending it out. I didn't use a whole lot of guards here on this haircut specifically because it's a simple haircut. It's a low ball fade on a kid's haircut. It doesn't get easier than that. I knocked this video down to a great length to where you guys can keep up and picture it. And I'm focusing in on the angles here so you can see where the hair grows and how I'm cutting it. I'm having to tell him keep his head straight for me in position so I can get that good angle and that good view for you guys. But this is what I do it for. I try to continue to drop these videos for you guys to learn and educate. You can see that blend coming together. Now, sometimes on the parietal ridge of people's hair, it might grow at an angle, it might grow at a curl. But just remember, just flow with the way of the hair. Cut the way the hair is growing. If you do that, you won't mess up. It'll come out perfect and flawless. So you can see we're still blending here, making sure we get the details. Details do matter, so pay attention. Cross your T's, dot your I's. If you do that, you will prevail. You will have a great haircut. And with that being said, you can just see how I'm blending it out, brushing after every stroke, and you can see the heavy line. So that is what we're aiming to blend in. Any weight that we're seeing, we're going to blend it in. And we might use the tips of that blade. What I tell people is tips of the teeth turned out to your torso. If you do that, it'll cut it at like a half or a 3/4, and it'll help that blend. So we're just going to go in there at the bottom where I created that line with them trimmers, and we're just going to blend it out a little bit. And so that helps knock out that line. Then we'll go back with our clippers and just blend a little bit more. And there you have a detailed low ball fade kid's haircut. So you can see I've knocked out that weight line to where that trimmer rider left a heavy weight line in there. You can see it now, it's gone, it's out of there. So let's get into the hairline. And I'm gonna jump around here and show you guys how I do it. Now remember, I did spray it with that level 3 hose spray. So that helps create a dryness to it so I can line it up and keep it crispy. If you know, it's all about symmetrics here, and like I always tell people in any of my other videos, make sure you tune into them. Start from the middle, work yourself left or right, whichever's your weaker side, go that way, and then go back to your strong side. So for me, that is my method of cutting hair, especially when doing the line. And you can see it here how I'm creating that line, and you'll get a better view here in a second. But we're just keeping it balanced, man. We're focusing in one part at a time. We'll do one side, then we'll do the vertical bars, then we'll do the other side, and then we'll do the vertical bars. That helps keep the haircut symmetrical. Also, it helps keep it looking good. So we have a goal here, and our goal is to meet that. Initially, we just want our client to look fresh and look crispy. But again, our goal is to create a well-balanced blended haircut. So that's what I'm aiming for. As this video gears up to get to the end, guys, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, and comment, please. Helps the algorithm. So look at that haircut. Look at his lining. Mind you, guys, this is a kid. So if you can cut kids, you can cut anybody. It all starts with that because kids grow into adults. So just remember that. So you can see we worked our way through one side. We're going to go to the other side. So you can see following the script, sticking to the blueprint. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. And you're going to see the end of this haircut here soon. And let me know what you think, man. Truly, I appreciate y'all's support. Again, like, subscribe, comment. Bada bing, bada boom. Freshie for the kid. Low ball fade, lightly enhanced. It's your boy D, man. I'm back with a banger. I appreciate y'all's support and love. Stay tuned. Let me know what you think about this haircut. Gotta do it for the kids. Keep them fresh. You dig?